What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another Slab Stock Sundays episode here on the Slab Stocks YouTube channel. We are looking at the PWCC Weekly Auction number 110, and we've got Julian in the house, and we have got a special guest joining us in a little bit because this special guest we met a while ago, 3 different card shows, and have done some deals in the past, have talked a lot of Formula One, and he's one of the biggest experts I know in the hobby when it comes to studying segments of the market hard, and he's done a great job building the hobby and helping connect collectors with cards, which is really important in our eyes. And Julian, are you excited for tonight's episode?
I'm always excited to talk F1.
Yeah, so
that time of year.
We will be talking a lot of Formula One to start the episode tonight, as we will have our guests on for around 30 to 40 minutes. We'll obviously be talking about just cards in general and what it takes to really hone in on your craft and or market segment that you might like. So it can be applicable to more than just Formula One. But just bear with us. If you are not the biggest F1 fan, just know you will hear some F1 talk throughout the first 30, 40 minutes, but we will have the rest of the auction closing happening after our guest interview as well. And there's an item tonight that I really want to buy. And I'm not sure when I'll bring it up tonight, but hopefully it's after I win it, and I'll show you all, and I'm pumped about it. So we're going to jump in with our guests right now and welcome on Mike from Leahi. How are you doing, man?
What's up, fellas? Doing great here. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Excited for another Slab Stock Sundays episode, but even better to have you joining us tonight. As I think the first time I officially met you in person was at the F1 trade night in Atlantic City in 2022. That might be the same for Julian, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. I think that was the start of something really cool in the F1 community, and I know that I think you grabbed a Pierre Gasly off of Julian at that one, and from there, the rest was history. We've been friends ever since. I mean, we saw you at Burbank last year, and we'll talk about that or the recent Burbank show at some point tonight. But just in general, Mike, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what you do in the hobby.
Got it. First of all, great to see you guys again. Always great running into you. That was actually my first national, I think, in about 18 years, since the 2004 Cleveland National when Exquisite made its debut. But it was great running into you guys. I remember running into Julian time and time again. He'd always bring on the F1 cards, and I finally met you that night, Aaron. Full-on pleasure. I guess introduce myself. My name is Mike, and we run an eBay ID. It's Leahi, but more so what we do is we do a lot of research, basically. We research the card market, and we try to just study it and see if there's anything that makes sense. I think the word that I like to use the most is inefficiencies. We look for inefficiencies here and there. We try to work real hard at what we do to try to see if we can find certain things that typically don't make sense. And if they don't make sense, to study them a little bit more, to understand exactly why they don't make sense, if there's actually a logical reason behind it, or if maybe we can be a little bit ahead of the curve.
Love it. I love it. And I think that's, something that's important in the hobby in general, because I think over the last 3 years, we've kind of seen a lot of things pop up as, almost I'd say social media trends in the hobby. And by that point, I think that you'd probably agree with me is that it's a little bit too late if that's the time that you look at it and start buying. And, I've heard some stories from you that are crazy, and obviously I won't share any of those unless you want to share them yourself. But, it's just been, fun watching you all grow and what you all do. And, happy to have you as part of the hobby here. So
appreciate it.
That's and also I apologize for pronouncing it Leahi. It's Leahi. Is that the correct pronunciation?
You guys can go with whatever. It's a Hawaiian word here. It's Leahi.
All right, Leahi. I love it. All right, I got it down. I won't mess it up again.
I've been saying it wrong too. So now we got it. We got it down.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame Julian. I got that from Julian. So pin it on.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you guys wanted to jump into why we're doing what we're doing. We did remain private for quite a while. And to go into the background, I guess we get asked pretty often why we're doing this particular strong push towards Formula One. At the Atlantic City National, my first national again in a long time, market all time, it was coming off of that big boom. And we did notice a lot of different people going around, in particular kids. For me, I started when I was 10 years old, and we'd see so many kids walk up to our booth, and they would always ask for the same typical things. They wanted the same typical players. Mac Jones was very hot at the time, and I remember specifically there was a kid that came up to us. He couldn't have been 13 years old, And he came up to us and he asked us the price on a Mac Jones in our showcase. And I told him 175. He looked at me and he frowned, and I felt bad. So I asked him really simply, how much money do you have? And he said $40. At that point, I looked at him and I said, okay, here's what you can do. Go around this show. We don't have any cards for you here of this specific player, but I gave him away a free play. I told him, go around this show and find 2 autographed cards of Corbin Carroll. At the time, very cheap, very affordable. And I just told him, just go buy those. And I think eventually you're going to do really good. And maybe you can buy your Mac Jones card. Immediately, he gave me a frown. And I know how the story would play out. And just seeing that there, I think it kind of, we came back home. We kind of set a new plan going forward, how to handle the next national, what we can do going forward to hopefully try to give better avenues for younger or newer collectors. Or people who are really interested in staying around the hobby for a long time. If there was something we could create that could educate them a little bit better on what it really takes to be able to do this as a long-term hobby.
I love it. And the funny thing, I guess, is looking back at if that kid was to buy 2 Corbin Carrolls for $20 each, he would be able to buy basically the biggest Mac Jones collection in the world at this point. It feels like, right?
One Mac Jones at this time for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we've seen some crazy new Mac Jones sales where are like 1/10 of what they used to be or less, obviously, in some scenarios. So,
and you can't forget about Bailey Zappi too. You can buy some Bailey Zappi.
It was Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence at the time, and I think we were telling everybody, hey, just maybe buy a Charles Leclerc first year serial numbered card, not the portrait, but maybe a car card number to 99 or something.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right, love it. We'll dive more into that as we go on, and I'm sure obviously I'm going to pull up some F1 cards here soon to talk about. But really quick, maybe that like a brief synopsis on Burbank this past, I think it was weekend or weekend before that. We couldn't make it this time. We went to the Burbank show that was at the where were we? I don't even remember where we. Well, it was next to Disneyland. What city is that next? That Disneyland's in
Anaheim.
All right, Anaheim. That's right. All right, so we went to that one. Now is at Ontario. This one. What was your experience like at this one versus the previous one in last August?
Well, first of all, I missed you guys. I missed Julian too. Julian, I'm sure you missed going to Disneyland. But same as last.
I missed you more than I missed Disneyland.
Wow, you guys are amazing. So definitely a continuation of last time. Last time was my first Burbank. We were here the whole weekend this time, and I think going around talking to the dealers, I got the same reaction. There's some guys from the UK that came in, they brought their soccer and F1 cards, but I think the general feeling is there's a great crowd out there at the Burbank. A lot of great conversations, a lot of open-minded people, very, very forward-thinking, and I think the amount of quality conversations we had, it had to be the most I've ever had.
Love it. Was there any big item that you, or maybe not even big, but just a card you got that you're really excited about when you're there?
Oh yeah, there's a few that actually walked right up to the table. Some key first year F1 cards. This is going to be so F1 centric, but we were able to actually move a few higher end cards also, and basically just meet people in the industry. It was overall as good of a show as we could ask for.
I love it. That's great. That's great to hear. And hopefully we make it out to a future one. If it ever gets back to Anaheim, I love Disneyland.
In August. Yeah,
it is. Okay. In August, I might need to come back out because Disneyland's there, but more importantly, Mike is there. So, or are you going to be there?
Yeah. We'll definitely be setting up there. And
I'm assuming you're going to be at the national this year too.
We should be there, especially for the F1 trade night, but I have some family promises.
Okay.
It's in the air right now.
We understand for sure. So, all right, next up, we're going to brief some of these F1 cards in the auction tonight, PWCC Weekly number 110 here. I feel like there's kind of a wide array of stuff here. I'm sure you saw that too, Mike. So I just wanted to kind of walk down this page, and as you see stuff you want to point out, I kind of want to give you this time to, you do it better than anyone to kind of educate people who listen here or listen to our podcast afterwards, like what these cards are, what makes some important versus others. And then there's some people watching right now who probably have either never bought an F1 card before, even really ever looked at them. So I just want to give you that time to do it. So if you as I scroll on this page, if there's one you see here, just let us know and we can go for it.
Absolutely. And I'll stay F1 centric, but I think there's a few other items in this auction that are really interesting for what we do here. Yeah. First of all, apologies to anybody that's targeting any of these cards. It's just the nature of what needs to be done here. But as far as this auction, obviously the Lewis is a gorgeous card. That Lewis Sapphire right there, base portrait card. There's a lot of people who love this. Either the silver or they say this aqua is going to be the Mercedes color match. So there's another layer to this specific card. We've been noticing this recently after a big drop in almost every single market, especially with the base cards throughout every single sport. We've been noticing the resilience, especially the 2020 set for the serial numbered cards. This Lewis, I believe, is it's healthy right now, especially with the news of Ferrari. I think it's gaining some momentum. The one that I did want to highlight though is the Carlos Sainz card.
I love that card.
I'm a huge fan of the first year dynasty. We've been doing a lot of research. The most recent research we came out with at Burbank was every year they make 8,000 new Ferraris, and they make 800,000 new Rolexes every single year. Those guys all buy. A majority of those guys are interested in Formula One. It's actually the same exact brand. And when you go back to this first year dynasty set, they actually made less than 3,800 total cards in the entire product. From day one, we were calling it, these things are kind of Rolexes in disguise, and after we pulled that number up, it's obviously much, much more limited. Only 3,800 people can own it. Wow. I guess somebody's paying attention. Can own one of these, and that includes the principals too.
I was just gonna say, yeah, and all the drivers that aren't driving anymore, like Kvyat and stuff.
Yeah, most of the drivers, I think, there's a few drivers that are approaching the 200 mark of total autograph cards in the product, but most of them are sub 180 for their print runs of autograph cards in that product. It also, it's a first year set. It actually, the release date was scheduled before the Chrome, so it technically, some people considered the first Topps pack issue product ever made for Formula One, and it has those on-card autos. So top to bottom, it seems really high quality. You have that on-card auto, which should last good. Those generous patches, especially on these single patches, I can't recommend them enough. The PSA 10s, we've noticed that they did take very good care of them, so the pops should be pretty healthy here and there. But if you have a chance to get a racer like Sainz, or especially the top tier drivers, there's nothing I would recommend more. If you want to blindly go in and play Formula One, just buy a driver, buy the single patch from the first year.
So I'm sure, Julian, you're going to have a question on this for him, maybe, but you want to ask him about what he thinks about Sainz's future?
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm interested to hear what everybody thinks about Sainz's future, where he's going to end up with the big news of Lewis going to Ferrari.
Yeah. I think everybody's wondering that. I think normally there would be a panic and people selling the cards, but a good friend of mine just posted on their Instagram a picture of Carlos Sainz Sr., who's also a famous driver himself, and he was sitting down with Christian Horner, the principal of Red Bull. And that seat is going to come open pretty soon. And everybody knows Max is going to, they're going to look for a certain type of driver for Max. If whoever gets that seat, I think you can anticipate a big bump in value going forward. And I think Sainz is actually pretty prime for that. We know that there's a long list of racers. And it's kind of the beauty of Formula One in general. Some people say they can't handle the races. It's a little bit boring. There's a lot of aspects of a lot of different sports in it. And a big part of it is actually the rumor mill that goes around season long. We've seen it happen with George Russell, Oscar Piastri. When news is announced, when speculation happens, these things jump big time. Whoever gets that Red Bull seat, whoever gets that second Mercedes seat, you can definitely anticipate a lot more bump in value.
So, Mike, that's your thoughts on him. How about the open Mercedes seat then? The second seat there with George Russell obviously going to stay there. What happens with that?
You know what? I'm probably not the expert to ask on this. I'm more a card guy, and I've been told, I still have to learn a bit more. I fell in love with the products also myself after Topps made the sets. But if you had to ask my opinion, I think next year we're going to have a great year of Formula One products again. 2024 is going to be the first cards of Kimi Antonelli, 17-year-old right now racing for Mercedes, and the names they're throwing out there is Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. They say that he might be ready sooner than people think. That seat might be ready for him, but I think a good, I think a lot of people are speculating on Alex Albon. I think he makes a ton of sense. I think both Red Bull and Mercedes are going after him, but there's a long list of veteran racers that they can place right next to George Russell as they figure things out.
Yeah, I think this year will be a very important year as we know, a lot of drivers are, as of right now, out of contract. Many will get signed in extensions or move elsewhere, but it'll be a very fun summer, I think. Silly season to the max this summer.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. All right. What else catches your eye in here for F1?
The Albon Raw triple patch, also the first year dynasty. I can't say it enough. It's such an easy blind call with the first year dynasty. It's a supply demand monster. I think all the first year chromes are like that anyways, but anything first year dynasty. I do want to touch on one thing, and I think giving advice is it's a tricky thing for anybody to do. I think if anybody remembers a few years ago, Gary Vee went out and gave some advice online, and people took it out of hand. And even he said, "Hey, that's not actually what I thought, and you guys are kind of taking this out of hand." I encourage everybody to pay attention to ridiculous spikes in market. If you see something and it jumps for almost no reason, or it jumps because people are excited, I would be careful.
Definitely.
So, yeah. If we see incredible jumps in this Albon and it goes to 1,500 now because we're talking about it, I'll tell everybody, hey, take your time. If it's double the last comp, just maybe take it easy.
I like it. Preaching some patience there. And, I think that this gives you an opportunity, or at least me an opportunity to ask you a question here. So I know how much you love the first year 2020 stuff. That is the Rolexes and everything like that. Is there an entry point for people with 2022 dynasty, or maybe some, possible 2023 dynasty coming out that makes sense for some collectors who can't get up to, a 2020 George Russell? There's a 2022 George Russell. For me personally, I leave all 2021 behind. It just looks so ugly, all the sets. I can't get behind it. For me to buy cards, I gotta like how they look. That was one of our key things when Julian and I did our quality card segment here, and I can't get behind the 2021 stuff. But what do you think about the 2022 potentially for a more affordable entry point?
Yeah, on your point, 2021 Topps baseball is actually not that popular design.
Correct.
We do notice it just that border. If I have to pick a set, it kind of reminds me of the 2006-2007 Topps basketball set, where it's a pretty vanilla border and it doesn't really capture the imagination so much. I guess the heart. So 2021, it's kind of looking like that. To answer your question, why we're making this push is we still think there's a lot of time on the 2020 stuff. Not everybody should be going after portraits. We think there's a lot of affordable aquas. Serial number 299 of a George Russell car. It's still, it's still $50. The Lewis Hamiltons are still $60 to $70, and those are a recommendation. The first year serial numbered cards under 100. Condition doesn't matter because they're so condition sensitive on the back. But to answer your question, I actually, at the Burbank, this thought emerged just through some conversations with some of the collectors. And I'll share it with you guys. So Lewis Hamilton is going to be having his first Ferrari Topps Chrome card in 2025. I think that's pretty much set right now, right?
Yeah, we have to wait like 2 years for it now.
Yeah. And when that gold refractor comes out, that very first Ferrari gold refractor of him in his in that Ferrari race suit, and it's the portrait, and it's a gold refractor number to 50. When that thing hits eBay, best guess what it goes for?
I would say like
$1,000 or something.
$1,500 to $2,000 would be my guess.
Yeah. I actually think it might hit $2,500 for that very first copy. Just the enthusiasm. You guys can look it up. There's a Frederick Vasseur silver auto from this recent set that was at $60 with a few hours a few days ago, because he's in his first Ferrari kit. So when that first Lewis sells for $1,500 or $2,500, I think that the first thing, it'll be news. It'll be on Slab Stocks. You guys are posting it, and I think the next domino that's going to fall after that is people are going to say, "Wait a second, isn't his portrait from the 2024 set only $250 right now?" And you can actually put them side by side and say, is it actually 10 times more valuable, or is one of them overvalued and undervalued. And what normally happens here is you'll see a pullback to the mean, but it's actually probably going to pull up a lot of the older portrait Lewis's, a lot of the older cards from the previous sets. And to answer your previous question, the 2022, the 2021, the 2023, I think it should help everything all around as we keep on getting more news, more new product.
Yeah. So I want to point out a comment here from the card hunter. He said, interesting conversation. Thanks. And I just got to say, thanks for being here. You know, thanks for listening and hearing what Mike has to say. And he says, the hobby is emotional. 11-1 experts explain it logically. Always interesting to hear. Thanks. Once again, you know, that's what we're here for, to try to kind of debrief this stuff and you know, put some emphasis on why certain things happen. And I think that my next question here can be applied to all sports, all market aspects. And you mentioned it a little bit with the Albon, you know, maybe if it sells for too much, like, hey, just pump the brakes. You know, me personally, like, I really do like this Lewis card. It's the, you know, it's the image variation from Sapphire, Aqua, super nice. Like you said, potential color match with the Mercedes teal. Obviously the Ferrari news is bringing some buzz to this card market, a little bit more than maybe we saw 2 months ago. Is this the type of thing where it's like you would be so confident in the Ferrari, you know, maybe once that happens, it bringing so much interest to where there might not be a bad time to buy Lewis necessarily right now? Or is it like you're like, no, man, wait 3 months. We'll have the season going. Mercedes might not be that great this year once again, which I think that they'll probably still be behind Ferrari and potentially McLaren as well. Or is it just like, man, anytime there's only 99 of these, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to get your logic behind that because I think you've had a lot of experience with this.
Gotcha. Yeah. So for the longest time, I'm a value guy. So I've actually stayed away from the portraits for the longest time. Recently, I've been buying some of the portraits from the first year set because I think they've hit a value where they've actually come back more to where I believe the long-term value should be on them, and they represent a value now. We were picking up the subsets a lot, but if you take a look at the historic pricing of this, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a few at 3 and 4, maybe even 5,000 for even PSA 8s. I think the value it represents, the question that you just asked, where are we on the Lewis spectrum? He's a 7-time world champ. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't give 2 of them back. You know, he's always going to be a 7-time world champ. And he can argue he's an 8-time world champ too. You know, he's that 7-time world champ, and this again happened at the Burbank. I was talking to another very well-versed Formula One collector, and you know, we came to the conclusion of what's going to happen in the next 10 years in Formula One. And I think when you actually try to play that forward and then run it back, it should give you some really good information on who to buy right now. In the next 10 years, Verstappen might get to 8. You know, he might get to 8 total titles. More than likely, you'll get a few for Lando Norris, a few for George Russell, 1 or 2 for Charles Leclerc. Oscar Piastri's in the mix, and somebody that we've never heard of is probably going to win a title. I think every title they win should help Lewis's long-term value. Every title Verstappen wins from now, he's a 3-time champion now. If he wins another one next year and it's 4, his first-year cards or a lot of his cards will continue to climb in value. His common gold refractor will go from $100 to $120, or maybe it jumps to $150 because he's the most dominant racer of all time, they'll say. Every single time Verstappen wins a title, his card's going to go up. So let's just say Verstappen wins 8. Again, that's 5 more titles. Every year it goes up by 10 or 20%. I think people along the line are going to say, wait a second, isn't that just the same amount as Lewis? Isn't that still 1 less than Lewis? Why are Lewis so cheap? And if Verstappen doesn't get there and it's just other guys adding on titles and Lewis protects his 7 titles, their cards are going to go up too as they win titles. So Lewis is actually in a position where no matter what happens, who wins and what they do, it's just going to help him. We've seen this effect before in basketball with Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, kind of yo-yoing each other. There was a time where LeBron's looked like they were going to surpass Jordan's, and everybody just said, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. And Jordan's just kept on skyrocketing. And they've always helped each other yo-yo back and forth. I think Lewis has that pole position, if you will. And it for us, you know, his first year, especially those sapphires, those subsets numbered to 99 that are going for $70. I don't know what they can go down to, but I do know sports card history will show you that these specific types of cards, they're kind of limitless on the upside.
Got it. I know Julian had a good smile crack there for you. Said Lando Norris might win a couple titles. That's his guy. He's got that 2020 dynasty.
Yeah, sure. And by the way.
Oh, I got the bum Alpine on who's going to be the who's going to be the back marker of the grid this year until halfway through the season. It sounds so that's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. All right, Mike. Anything else stick out particularly? For the F1 cards in this auction. Obviously, you mentioned 2021 earlier, and it is the same design as the baseball and as soccer for 2020, 2021. And I think even myself, collectors love Merlin 2020 more. They love Finest even more than 2020 Topps Chrome Champions League. Like this set is just a really kind of like forgotten about set, and even value wise in all of sports. It was the worst design I think we've seen in recent history for Topps.
Yeah. So I think in the long run, though, what sports card history will show you is even with an ugly design like that 2006 Topps Chrome set, they'll be valuable because of collectors. So, the one thing I did want to point out, and I've been hearing so much talk about how Formula One, how the market has fluctuated and everything. And, I'm actually surprised every time I hear it. I think it's been actually probably the most resilient sport out there. We transitioned a lot of what we do from baseball, basketball, and we obviously went heavy into F1. And what we've actually noticed is, we're very thankful we did that, had the foresight to do it. The resiliency of some of these singles. To put it in a better way, Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago, I think that from where we were 2 years ago in February to now, I think all the databases will show you it's had a pretty big drop to the point where he's actually a great buy right now. I think the number is about 50% down in the last 2 years. And, he tacked on 2 Super Bowl titles in between that. Conversely, if you go back 2 years ago, if you grab some of those first year red refractors that we were talking about for quite a while, a lot of them are setting new all-time highs. And I think if you go throughout the spectrum of all sports, besides like a superstar player like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander coming out of nowhere and becoming a super duper star, to actually find guys with huge increases, it's actually really rare. So with this particular market, the reason we think that that's happening, and hopefully this is useful to your audience, we think it's happening because of what we saw on the back end before we first decided to go full on into this. Myself also, I didn't even know who Lewis Hamilton was when the products came out. But what we did is we researched. It's what we do as a company. We grab something that doesn't make sense, especially the value of his autograph cards, and we did research. Some of the research that came out was just fascinating. I, as an American, Hawaii is considered part of America. We grew up with Fox every weekend telling us that NASCAR was the world's premier racing. And I've been asked the question, why are these cards so valuable? And how come my Jeff Gordon or Dale Earnhardt card is not as valuable? So we did the research. If you jump onto Instagram, you'll see that Jeff Gordon has 400, just under 500,000 Instagram followers. You'll see that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has, I think, 968,000 Instagram followers. So both sub 1 million. Lewis Hamilton has 36 million Instagram followers. It's kind of something that we didn't really, I was shocked when I saw it. And when we dug deeper, that 36 million number, it's actually more than all the NFL MVPs combined going back to the year 2000. There's 11 guys who have won the MVP award in the NFL. That includes Tom Brady, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning. Lewis's 36 million number for Instagram followers is actually more than all 11 of those MVPs combined. It's more than Luka Doncic and Shohei Ohtani combined. And when you look at it on a world aspect, and I know you guys are big into this too because of the soccer, it really, a lot of the signs are pointing to maybe we just didn't understand this sport that well.
I would say a lot of it has to do with the ignorance of media rights here in America. Would be like the number one thing. Like, I agree with you, man. Like, I recently became a fan 3 years ago, and I actually became a fan because my brother, who got me into, like, right at the start of that great 2021 season with Max and Lewis going at it. So I'm very fortunate enough to watch that season. But like before that, I heard the word Formula One. Did I know who Lewis Hamilton was? No. He was in Cars 2. I knew he was in a movie I watched dozens of times, but I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? So, like, no, I'm serious. Like, it's a real thing. The lack of information and lack of media coverage of the sport was massive. And then Liberty Media bought F1 and introduced it here in America in a big way and got ESPN to broadcast the races. And it's really crazy how all that has changed in such a short period of time. But you're right. When the set dropped, I was looking at it from the start because my dad was into it. And all the guys were new to me. Like every single one was new to me. And it was a blast watching and learning it and being a part of the community now too. And big shout out to Julian for keeping me at heart over these last couple of years too, because I've gotten really busy, but he's always, Julian's always reminding me about it, and not reminding me about it, but like I watch every single F1 race for the last 3 years now. So, but it's just really good to be involved in a community like it that I think is really tight knit, it seems.
Aaron, I appreciate the shout out, because I was going to say, who got you into the Gasly collecting?
Yeah, because Gasly's been my favorite driver, but I wasn't really like gung ho and like building a collection around it. And then Julian picked up a dynasty, and it's like, well, if you got one of my favorite driver, why don't I have one of my favorite drivers? So then I started to go just guns ablazing.
And then you absolutely blew me out of the water in terms of collecting.
Still have the dynasty 1 of 1 too. That will keep for a long, long time. I love that one. So go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I know we have limited time. I just want to hit up some of these questions real fast. Matt, congrats. That's an amazing card. That's an amazing, amazing card. Jan, I think the new set, we personally we buy singles. I haven't actually got the cards in hand. We've been getting mixed feedback. The logo, I think people are saying, are a little bit big, but I kind of love what they did on the outside looking in right now. I think the prices are reflecting that. Formula One, every single set, what I will give them to their credit is the design is awesome. They've come up with some very creative inserts year over year. 2021 still gave us the flags of foundations, which is a gorgeous set. 2022, it had some nice inserts too. 2023, there's some gorgeous inserts in there. The hidden gems, like Matt just got, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, they definitely had some of the best inserts.
Cards. We got Mr. Cardboard Collaborative in here with the Constructor's Crest, which I'm kind of a fan of, and I know he's got some mixed feelings on.
Yeah, but you pulled him a McLaren Gold Wave, so I think it's all okay. He has to like it because of that.
Exactly, all is okay now.
He has to like it.
Cardboard Collaborative, I would say there's going to be 3 main ones. It's obviously going to be the 3 big ones. It's going to be PWCC, it's going to be Golden, and eBay, of course. What I would suggest, the best thing you can do is there's a great online community for Formula One. I would research those, and as you post your auction, wherever you do, whichever platform you decide to go with, just advertise it to these communities, whether it's on Facebook, there's a Discord for it too, or just on your own Instagram too, and just try to get the information out there. If there's special aspects about it, I don't think it really matters the platform so much as it does about the information, especially with the rarity of a new product like this.
I gotta say, Mike, you might you talking about F1 and stuff again, I think it's gonna make me act up and make it some irresponsible purchases in the next couple weeks.
You know what? If it's still affordable, I wanted to give you guys one more thing. I'm sorry if anybody's targeting this, but there's 2 Fernando Alonso's 2021s in this auction. I didn't want to just recommend expensive cards, but yeah, that PSA 10, it popped forward saying, Fernando Alonso didn't appear in the 2020 set. He's a 2-time world champion. And I think his cards are massively underrated, especially the 2021 cards. I think both golds are great purchases. I hate to give a recommended value. You guys can look up comps here and there, but I think they recommend great value where you can almost, as long as you get it around market, a little bit above market, I think there's a lot more room for his stuff, especially as a former 2-time world champion.
And not to mention, like, we don't know what happens at Mercedes seat, but if he for some reason works his way into the veteran on that team, like I think that's going to bring a massive interest back to him personally. And I think he's great. I think he's great. So
he's very likable too. I think everybody he commands a lot of respect. And again, he can't give away a title.
Definitely. Well, hey, Mike, man, thank you so much for joining. I hope you had a great time. I at least had a great time. Julian, you have a good time?
Oh yeah, I mean, I could listen to Mike talk for days. I've stood at his booth and just talked with him like for so long, and I had to break the news to everybody. But Mike's actually from the future, so like when you hear a lot of this stuff, like that's why he knows.
You know what? I wanted to give all your audience a free play. We're looking into 2 prospects right now. One, it doesn't even have a card yet. We're waiting for the card to come out. But if you guys want to know who to prospect, we've been picking up this guy's card.
Yes. The big money play right there.
You just got to look out for the Julian card that's coming eventually too. And I will definitely respect those guys.
There you go.
You're killing me, man. You're killing me. I love it. Well, thank you for that. And that was a good laugh to end it. But Mike, man, stay well. Thanks for all the information that you supplied here tonight. That 30 minutes, I think, was more than I could probably share in 3 hours. So thanks, man, so much for that. And you're great at answering the questions. So appreciate it, Mike.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Julian.
Appreciate it,
See
Mike.
ya.
Great talk.
All right, man. One of the gems in the hobby always. I love
There you
talking with
go.
Mike.
I
And
love that.
every single time that Julian would be gone from the booth when I need someone to help me at the booth, I just knew that he was at Mike's booth. So it was okay. I didn't get too mad because how can I get mad if he's hanging out with Mike? I mean,
Exactly. And it was funny because at the National this year, we were like on opposite ends. So it was like a 10-minute walk. And I'd just be like, Aaron's not looking. Let me go.
yeah, 2 hours later, hey man, do you need any help? Yeah, you just missed everything.
Yeah.
So I was
Okay, Andrew, calm down.
yeah, Andrew, get those trips in there when you can. I was looking at this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I knew Andrew how much he enjoyed interacting with people and controlling the booth, so I just wanted to give him some space.
Yeah, and even Oscar was doing Julian's work for him. Julian's getting kicked now. All right, so I want to bring up this 2020 Sapphire because I did a little research on when Mike was talking, and it peaked at 6150 for a PSA 8. 6150, that was April 9th of 2022. I can't even imagine I don't think there's actually any sales history on some of the higher grade ones. I think very, very few of these, the sitting down ones even got anything higher than an 8, honestly. Carlisle doesn't even have a verified chart for anything higher than an 8. Most of these are selling where 6150 for 8s. Dude, it's really making me want to buy this, Julian. I'm not even joking right now. But I don't know.
Mike effect.
The Mike effect, man. Mike coming in hot right now. Yeah, 6150. Jeez, it's such a sick card. It's telling you it's sitting at 1275. But all right, everyone. I know that everyone's looking to talk more. Isaac says, what makes 2020 F1 such a hard grade surface? It actually was the back of the card. So the back of the card on these, there was
Nick.
Yeah, so it's from the first ever Italian printed sets for tops. If you look at this back here, I'll try to zoom in as far as I can. There's like a little chip right here, right? And this happened on like 90% of the cards or more in the set. And it happened on a lot of 2020 Topps Chrome Color, and then 2020 Sapphire was not as bad. It was not as bad as the non Sapphire set. They actually seem to print a little bit higher quality. There are a lot of 9s coming out of Sapphire for the portraits, but not for these variations, it seems. I know that everyone is looking to talk more than just F1, so we will try to direct this conversation to some more sports since we just did F1 for 40 minutes there, or 30 minutes about. But I gotta point out,
42 people. Maybe everybody loves the F1 talk.
That is true. That is true. We do have a lot of people, so we will cover it throughout the auction tonight. But man, this has got to be the biggest card I've ever. I know that there's like a Charizard that's over 250K, but from sports perspective, is this the biggest card we've ever seen in the weekly auction?
Yeah, I thought I accidentally clicked on the wrong auction, if I'm being honest. But that card is absolutely massive. And like next to it is a huge card too, but like in comparison and value is just like crazy.
It's like if I saw that Cooney in this auction, I'd be like, dude, what a massive baseball card. Then you see the $150,000 Luka Doncic next, and it's like, oh, I guess that's way bigger. Yeah, it's insane to see.
I'm thinking pull out the Slab Stocks black card.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. Man, I'm having some big conflicting thoughts right now. I really want to get that Lewis. It still doesn't have a bid yet either. But I'm not sure.
I endorse.
You endorse it, and
I endorse
cardboard collab
long-term play. Well, not like super long-term, but like
I'm even just looking 2 years until he gets in the Ferrari seat. I mean, you got to think that people will be, looking, and even for myself, I love Lewis. So even if I don't sell it, I'd be happy to have that. Yeah. I really don't have a Lewis in my PC that I'm just, holding on to, so to speak. I got the Gasly, obviously.
Yeah. But I read a pretty sad quote today from Lewis. He was like, I kind of forgot what it's like to win.
That is pretty sad. I mean, he hasn't won. He hasn't won in a long time. So I hope that getting back into Ferrari. Imagine that world championship. That would eighth world championship record setting performance with Ferrari would be like peak F1, bro. I hope that happens so badly.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
You'd have to have a rush the track. like storm the court, rush the track.
Do you see that they're like getting very strict with fines on that stuff? Like, dude, I think there's like a massive fine in one of the conferences. Like potentially, it's like
So yes, yeah.
it's like $100,000, and like I think it might be the SEC. There's
And
no
you have to pay the other school. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's no fines in the ACC for storming the court, and then there's
yeah,
like
there
a
isn't for the Big Ten either.
no, there is actually, but you have to offend it 3 times, I think, to get fined. So I don't know if that's even possible in a season. Yeah, Oscar, that was pretty wild, but I see a lot of people thinking that
he kind of took his leg out. I
but
don't know.
you have to remember, dude, the guy's trying to walk to get off the court, and that when you slow it down to slow motion, you can't tell
That's
how
true.
these kids are running full speed and he's walking. And dude, if someone runs into me, honestly, I'm not maybe trying to shove them over, but I'm probably reacting like by guarding myself too. You know, like I don't blame him at all. Dude, if you look, the buzzer didn't even sound and those kids were already in the free throw
Yeah,
lane.
that's the big thing is like I personally like the storm courts are like amazing from like a student or like a fan perspective, but you have to like make sure that the players get off the court first.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking 1 second left, and these kids are sprinting through the free throw lane, or through the paint. Excuse me, like that is just absolutely absurd to me. But focusing back here to the auction, there is a Drew Brees 1-of-1 shield ending tonight, sticker autograph. That set always was really weird to me. Collecting football back in the day, Topps Unique seemed to try to be a little bit like a higher end set. To me, it just comes off as kind of like a cheaply looking made set. Like to me, this looks kind of like a custom card, honestly, or like kind of like a leaf looking set. But it is a 1-of-1, I believe. Yeah, it's game worn shield. So interesting card nonetheless. But just one that caught my eye earlier. Julian, anything that caught your eye in particular? I know I did a lot of talking there during the with Mike and everything. But anything that caught your eye?
No, it's all good. When we invite those guys on, I mean, you'll notice for a lot of them, I'm just like taking in the information. Saying,
he's like everyone watching.
Free TED Talk. Nothing crazy. Obviously, I was mainly looking at the F1 stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was
there's
a Luca where my mouth kind of like was wide open when I saw that. But
you see that Vettel?
I do
1-of-1.
I do,
Pretty
and poor.
Cool.
I kind of wish Vettel had the chance to drive in. Obviously, the car last year went downhill, but like at the start, like I wish Vettel had a chance to drive in that car, because when there's like a legend like that and like it's a terrible car, I felt so bad for him. And on top of that, your teammates playing bumper cars with everybody, like that's just it's rough.
Yeah, rough indeed. There's a big Anthony Richardson this auction. You've got the midnight or the navy camo. I have 25. If anyone saw, last night was the Topps Rip night around the country, and athletes came to different card shops to visit collectors and such. Fanatics got a bunch of athletes to show up, which was pretty cool. And Anthony Richardson showed up at Indy Card Exchange in Indiana. So shout out to Andy and his shop for having their star quarterback there. I mean, honestly, if Jordan Love like walked into like Brewtown or like a Wisconsin shop, I'd probably pass out. So pretty cool to see. I'm sure a lot of fans there.
You got to set it up. I'd pay to watch that.
Pay to watch me pass out, or pay to watch Jordan Love?
Yeah, that sounds kind of bad, but pay for to watch you like fanboy.
Okay. Better statement.
Yeah, that sounded kind of bad,
but Jason Dominguez coming off UCL tear, this atomic auto of 100s in the auction, obviously a huge card for his market. And Chavi Simons 1-of-1 foil fractors. It's not a rookie though. It's the year after his rookie cards released. So it's a first edition foil fractor, but it's $1,000. Not as out of pocket as the Trent Alexander-Arnold. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Remember that one that was at like, or I think it's Trent or it was Virgil van Dijk or something like that, but it's pretty wild.
It might have been Andy Robertson.
Well, there was an Andy Robertson too that was kind of crazy price, but I think it was a Trent Alexander-Arnold 1-of-1.
Liverpool, baby. Speaking of Liverpool.
Stop. I shouldn't even brought it up. We're moving on. I can't take this anymore, man. I really can't. There's too much pain. At this point, it doesn't even hurt. Dude, Miss Wolf was like, you didn't even really get that mad after. I'm like, I'm used to it. It's fine.
It's when the realization just set in. It's worse. You're not mad. You're disappointed.
I saw the goal go. I turned off the TV. I literally was like,
we're done. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not going to dig in too much, but that was bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
But I can't speak. Man United's been in that position before. Not as bad as Chelsea, but like,
right.
lost games.
So right here is a Nelson Cruz Superfractor PSA 10 auto. Oh man, we can't talk too much. You're gonna make me sad again. Nelson Cruz Superfractor auto PSA 10.
And then didn't Michigan State get cooked today too?
Yeah, they lost on a crazy 3 from Ohio State at the end. So yeah,
Dude, what's up with Ohio State? Their coach gets fired, and now they're just taking down everybody. They beat Purdue too, like 2 games.
Yeah,
after
I know. That's
fired.
crazy. That's crazy. So what do you think we need to do?
I can't speak because I am. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
What about Chelsea?
Oh no, I thought you were asking about.
Yeah, no, I thought you were responding to Andrew. Yeah, I'm talking about Badgers.
No, yeah, I'm not. No comment.
No, not licensed to speak on that right now. I got you. There's some very interesting memorabilia in the auction tonight. There's a Giancarlo Stanton game used bat here, an Erling Haaland signed ball. The photograph was taken upside down though. It's kind of funny to see. It's an upside down logo and auto. Wesley won a 1966 Batman Black complete set, 55 cards all graded. Sounds pretty dope. Congrats, man. It's pretty dope.
I'm Batman.
For the baseball fans out there, this is pretty incredible. Matt McLean ending tonight. It's the red flare of Topps Chrome Cosmic. The Chrome Cosmic cards are extremely cool. It is a CS or CGC8, which is not a great grade, obviously. To me, I just get that thing in an SGC tuxedo and let it shine. That red, really cool out of 5, though. He's a really good rookie for the Reds, and they got so much young talent on that team, so which makes me a little nervous as a Brewers fan. But fun card. If anyone's a Reds fan or likes Matt McLean, might be one for you.
I gotta say, might have been my favorite baseball set of the year.
Yeah, you. I remember every single last pack or last box. You were like pulling some heat,
dude. Such a sick set. The design,
right?
Mwah.
Oh,
Aaron broke his computer.
Now we're good.
And then
we are good.
Hitman 99 won a NT Zeke Elliott patch auto out of 49.
Very nice. Very nice. Zeke Elliott, man, his market was so hot. It was obviously scorching hot when he was very, very what am I trying to say? I was gonna say talented, but that's not the right word. Very productive, very productive for the Cowboys. But not bad. Picking up some possibly PC steals for yourself, Hitman, if that's what you're after. I love the gilded set. There's a really nice Freddie Freeman rose gold ending tonight. I think the Dodgers are going to be a spectacle this year, to say the least. We might see the most wins of all time out of a team. We also might see a biggest choke of all time by a team. I think we'll go one of two ways.
Favorite baseball team.
Yeah, right. Is that like a Todd Bowley dig or something like that?
Yeah, your guy.
No. At this point, I don't even know who to blame, man. I mean, if you have 5 big chances and you can't put the ball in the net, how are you supposed to blame Pochettino, or how are you supposed to blame the owners? I mean, how you know
I don't think you can blame Pochettino. You can definitely blame the owners because Todd was over on a lot of those transfers.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's a fair point. I guess it's owners or the people who are shooting the ball, but Conor Gallagher needs to figure out now how to, go scare dog in front of the net. What's up, Real Music? Good to see you. Good to see you. There is some lower dollar steals tonight too. Honestly, if anyone's looking to add a sick card to their collection, it might even be myself right now. Jose Ramirez is one of the very best hitters in all of baseball, and this is the definitive patch autograph. They're ending in very little amount of time. Honestly, I'm gonna drop a bid here because I think that price just seems too good. And I don't have enough time to research that, but it's a gold frame patch autograph out of 10. I'm not winning it right now, but let's see here. Do I get it? Well, Julian, I think I just made a play, and is it going to load?
Is it a done deal?
It might be a done deal. I don't know. We got to see here. It's not loading.
The white screen. We love it.
I did. I bought the Lewis.
Wow.
One for the Lewis. If Mike's still watching right now, I did get the Lewis. And there are some WWE cards anytime. Some more of those super fractures. But here's the deal.
Got the giveaway.
Here's the deal. It's like I don't see much price increase on this card since the Ferrari news, right? So I wouldn't want to spend the money on this card to be purchasing an increase off of Ferrari news because it just hasn't sold in a while. But I got this for pretty much what it was at last summer. And I really, really think for myself, this is if I decide to sell it someday, this is like a 2-year type of hold. I think him being Ferrari and like remember, Lewis is one of the biggest brands in all of F1, and so is Ferrari one of the biggest brands in all of F1. Those two things combined together is going to bring a lot of attention to the sport. And if they can fix their car issues between now and next season, why in the world would he not have a chance to contend for the title? Unless Red Bull completely dominates once again, which it might. But we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited to own it.
I think goodbye. You have my approval.
How about this one? You see this one? I got the black eclipse of a Christian Yelchin 10 from Cosmic.
That's a nice card. See, today I started the past few weeks going to like the 50 and under because there's a lot of steals.
Yeah,
like
some nice stuff.
But like tonight I was focused on the F1, so you took my eye off the ball. Good strategy there.
Hey, that wasn't me. That's just me playing the all aspects of the auction. You're the one who messed up there.
That's fair.
Speaking of, bro, Fati, dude.
Yeah.
I thought that you were excited about him at Brighton.
I was very excited about him. I mean, in the back of my mind, I guess a lot of people, when you have that type of injury, like the odds are pretty stacked against you. Now he had flashes after he came back at Barcelona, but like, dude, I thought for sure he'd plug into that Brighton team and they would be so good with him. And I am very happy. I was gonna try and make a play for like one of his rarer cards, and
dude,
I'm very happy I did not.
At this point, I mean, you could see him be out for most of the season and buy something for like very cheap. Like but that's the same thing as like Jadon Sancho. Like his stuff always seemed to be very cheap, and now at one point went even cheaper. So moral of the story is that if something seems cheap, that does not mean that is the end of the road for it dropping.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, no Nice Fati. Yeah, Wesley, there's some super good cards in the auction tonight, and over the last 2 weeks now, I have snagged some very big F1 pieces, and maybe look to work some of them R2 Grand Prix to help cover this nice Lewis, which I like a little bit more. The R2 Grand Prix are sick, but finally got a nice Lewis again. What's up, Kenny? Good to see you, Kenny. And
actually, you were asking me about something that caught my eye. I did. The wax section caught my eye.
Go ahead.
There is some wax that I am just baffled by. Could be in the who be buy section, but we don't have to get too in detail. But there's some stuff that I am kind of confused by. We'll put it that way.
Like the Phoenix case for $6,000.
Yes, there's a 2018 Donruss Optic fast break retail factory sealed case that's at 8,700 pre-buyers premium, and I know that's a big year, but
what year was that? Was that 2018?
Yes.
Okay, that is a big year.
Fast break retail sealed case.
I don't think it's technically retail. It just is fast break. I don't know why it says retail. Hey, look at that. Peg Junk says the wax section.
There.
It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad.
The Phoenix one though, for sure.
The Phoenix one definitely.
Unless you're getting a real bird, I don't know why.
Unless you're getting the bird off Harry Potter.
That's exactly what I thought. Then it's a steal.
Like the movie prop.
No, the actual bird. I'm talking about that bursts in flames.
I know. I'm just messing with you. Dennis Smith Jr. Where was he playing again? He came back.
He's on the Nets.
Yeah, he is.
He's been playing decent though.
He has. I'm dropping a bid on this immaculate. If nothing else for a giveaway. Yeah, unless you're getting Hedwig, Andrew.
Hedwig.
Love it. I'm trying for some more PC action here, but I'm not sure if this one's gonna work.
Get
but I do
Fortnite card.
I did see the Fortnite card there. Refresh this. So Bellingham's been hurt, hasn't he?
Has he? I don't know.
He has.
They've had so many injuries that
Real Madrid.
Ancelotti is just they've had a lot. Dude, they're playing Tchouaméni at center back. That's crazy, and they're still winning.
They were playing Camavinga at left back last year, right?
Yeah, they could stick him at goalkeeper. Like, let's see. I need to see Real Madrid. They had a list. It was very similar to Liverpool's, like in terms of like the number of players that were out. Let's see.
Nice, Hank. Nice. Good work, sir. There's a really huge Paul Skeens red refractor autograph out of 5 ending tonight.
Injury list. Here we go.
Man, Acuna bat barrel 1 of 1. Man, Towns RPA. That's crazy to see. I mean, here's the thing, everyone. I know that there's potential with young players. There always is, and there always can be more value to be extracted. But you look at that Carl Towns there, it's at $1,000, and the T-Wolves are having the best year they've had in a long time. But at $1,000 there, you look at that, and then you look at our boy Jalen Duren. How much is Jalen Duren's National Treasures patch autographs out of 99?
I remember you
$750 for a Jalen Duren patch autograph out of 99. $800 in the Towns, who is one of the best 3-point shooting big men ever, and is also one of the best scoring big men.
You caught some flack for that when you said one of the most offensively gifted big men of all time.
Did I say that in that reel? Were people conversing?
You're like one of the best offensive big men in history.
Okay. Maybe not
Might have
like
just been in the moment, but like
listen, not like a Shaq dominance level, but there's no doubt that shooting is a great trait in any athlete or in any basketball player, and he's one of, if not like the best big men 3-point shooters of all time. Debate me all you want, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I get. Yeah, right. I get it though. Yeah, there's more gifted offensive overall players, but he's a great offensive player, and Jalen Duren is likely never going to reach anywhere close to what he could be. And that's the point, though, is that there's centers that sell for that much right now that are rookies. And I get it. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit in the moment, like should have been more specific, but still.
That's fair. It's in the moment. We don't have time to prep. So like you said something. It wasn't that far. I was just making a point. Also, anytime I think of Giannis shooting 3, I think of the clip where it's Giannis Antetokounmpo or whatever.
That is honestly one of the funniest clips ever. Although I actually think that I remember some people at the time like trying to defend the guy, like that might be like how his actually like his Greek spelling of the name is or something like that.
No,
but it just
it's not even close.
This way he is
Antetokounmpo.
No, I know that's not how it's pronounced. It is born Antetokounmpo. It's right here in Wikipedia. That's the Greek version of the name.
There's no way the guy knew that though.
No, he definitely did.
He's butcher.
No, he said it like letter for letter. It is funny to watch it back, knowing that no one calls him that. Look on Wik. Okay, I'm gonna share the Wikipedia screen. Look at the highlight, Julian. It's literally Antetokounmpo. Literally,
is that
that's
what
it
he
is.
said? I need to watch the clip again.
Yes, it is. It is what he said.
Mispronunciation.
It's what he said. I don't know. You can contest me, but all right. I'm still trying for our giveaways, everyone. Have no fear. We'll have a giveaway by the end of the night. And congrats to Kenny for picking up his first Vlad Jr. auto tonight. Very nice, Vlad. I heard that Vlad is looking like he might ball out this year.
Oscar, thank you. Wikipedia.
Okay, I'll go to some other site. Nice. Good work, yeah, Mega. Again, well, Fernando Alonso in 2023 Chrome. Oh, Julian, if you had a Hoobie buy-in, I know this card would make it in every single time. Oscar, I get what you're saying, but like just because on Wikipedia doesn't mean it's false information, because 99.99% of Wikipedia is true information. There's just sometimes things that can get edited in and then don't get edited out. But I'll show you right here in the early life section. It literally is right here. That is how his name is.
No, I'm sure that is, but I do not think the announcer. I think it was early in his career, and he just saw his name. You think he actually prepped for a guy's name like that?
I do. That guy's he's a very long tenured Heat announcer. So I do. I still think it's hilarious.
I pulled up the clip. It's just hilarious.
Dude, I'm telling you that I still think it's funny because yeah, no one calls him that, and it like just comes out of nowhere. But I think it's facts. I think you do it.
Let's see.
I know, Oscar. Nice Messi here. Inter Miami season started the other day, and you'll see on ESPN FC his Messi clips for the rest of the season. I love Messi, but
you see the clip of him chipping it over the guy injured?
Yeah, I actually thought that was hilarious because there was no the guy like did he flop or something like that.
I didn't see the clip of him getting injured. I just saw him on the ground.
I got you. But yeah, that takes some mad skill, bro.
No, it does. I would, and if you hit the guy on the ground, then it could be a whole fight. So like,
yeah, I know that. Like that took some serious. You know what they say.
Yeah.
What are we at right now?
It was Stacey King that said it wrong.
I don't know that guy by name, but
Bulls.
Wait, what? He's a Bulls player?
Commentator.
Wait.
Or announcer.
I thought it was the Heat guy. Bro, it's the Heat guy.
Then multiple people must have mispronounced his name.
Yeah. No, it was Heat guy.
I'll have to do some research later.
It's the guy that says when it's instead of doing like the Mike Breen bang when there's a three, he goes kaboom. He's the one that invented the kaboom cards, actually. I was just looking at this Prism card 2023, and that reminded me. Did you hear about these Prism NBA boxes? Go ahead.
You can say it after, but I just watched a video of Giannis explaining the two pronunciations. It's not close to what the guy said.
You don't think so? I'm not saying that
he said the T is pronounced as a D in the Greek word, but it's like pronounced very similar.
Okay, listen, I'm not telling you that he pronounced the name right. I'm telling you that he read that. And I'm sure what he did was tried to pronounce that name. He didn't just like look at Antetokounmpo and then say Antetokounmpo or whatever, you know.
That's what happened.
No, that's not. He definitely saw the Greek spelling.
It's like the guy on the bench who never plays, and you're just like, oh, I never practiced this. Like, let me give it a first shot.
No, bro, I'm telling you that's not what happened.
Okay,
hey,
you were saying
that Lucas sold for 168, by the way. Okay, so Prism NBA. Did you hear about the new developments of Prism NBA this year? We already know that it wasn't great value as is, but there's multiple. There's multiple
too many new developments with this product.
Well, supposedly that there's like multiple cases now that are coming out that are like all missing like 10 autographs in the case. Like it's not like a one-time instance type of thing.
Spending that much money already.
Yeah, because they're $1,000 boxes. So yeah,
some of the autos though, amazing. Imagine pulling like a Julian Phillips auto.
I'm gonna be honest, missing the autos, you probably actually lose no value in the product, but it also just shows how bad the product is in the first place. So oh my gosh, I didn't even know what these autographs existed. Did you know that they made these Space Jam boxes and like they always said there could be like autos in them, but I think it was like just one in
like a golf ball though.
It's a basketball.
Yeah, I know, but it looks like a golf ball.
Is it like used in the movie at least? I think so. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Well, really kind of interesting looking card here. All right, 5 seconds left. Come on, man. Come on. Dude, I think I just got what I really wanted tonight. I can't wait to share.
The gift for me?
No. It did not get another bid. Are you kidding me?
Sorry, Aaron.
Okay, well, we do know that Jahmyr Gibbs, we've got this as a giveaway tonight to support Julian's Jahmyr Gibbs fandom.
Who's he better than in the NFL?
Christian McCaffrey. No. Jahmyr Gibbs silver flashback for $20 we got here. We're going to give it away. Someone watching live. So if you're here right now, stick around for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Yeah, Andrew, I'm trying not to, but I swear I locked it up there and then it refreshed it. And I guess not. Dude, the sale happened here for the Superfractor on card, Bronny. Yeah, and at 3.12K here. I love the sharpshooter on-card autographs. I actually think that they're the best looking autographs in the set. And I'm sure the first would sell for more than this, but
surely he's not going to declare for the draft after
he can't. There's no way he can. Man, he's still coming off the bench now. I mean, he's playing like I think he's playing like
can, but like
no. I know he can. I know he can, but like, come on, dude, he can't. Like, he's averaging 5.5 points a game.
LeBron James effect.
No, he's not. He's no. I mean, okay.
Dude,
Here's the deal.
Bulls draft LeBron James with their top pick. Like,
let me point this out though. We have to keep in mind it's even a blessing that he's still able to play basketball. Okay, like I think a lot of people kind of forget that happened. Like, you know, a lot of people who go through that potential, you know, like heart, you know, affected condition through the court. Like a lot of them don't get to play again, or even maybe some don't get to live again. So I think it's amazing he even gets to play. Now coming to his NBA perspective, when LeBron's saying that he should be starting it and he could play the Lakers right now, like, dude, please just don't put your kid in a worse position by saying random stuff. But yeah, I've said my piece. I don't think I'm able to win these things, man. I really thought I just won them and I got a bid last second, and it's while they're amazing and actually probably should be worth more than this. I don't know if I can spend $500 and that's justified.
No, do it. It's worth it.
It's pretty sick.
How good it'll look.
That is true. That is true. I mean, you know, a display piece, offense expense.
When is the next time you're going to see this pop up?
That is true. Now, Andrew, that is actually probably facts.
Yes,
because I've always kind of said in regards to this situation that I think for him, or at least I think like, why would a team not take Bronny with anything past pick number 15? Honestly, why would you not take Bronny to have the chance to sign LeBron to sell at your stadium for a full season? You know, and even,
that's like drafting Aaron and you get Papa Slabs. Like, so you can't not do it.
Or let me tell you this: if you're the Pistons, look at who the Pistons have drafted over the last 5 years. They've drafted terribly, anyways. Killian Hayes isn't even on the team.
What if that's the exception? LeBron's like, that's the one team, son, you're on your own. That'd be the most Pistons thing ever.
True. Draft Bronny, though, and actually get some value out of your pick and get LeBron there and sell out your stadium. You'll have fans again.
I can't see that happening, though. I think they're going to be like Eli Manning situation where he's like, I'm not playing for Detroit.
Okay, whoever it is, even if it's not Detroit, I still think that it should. That I don't think it's smart.
I totally agree. I'm just making fun.
I don't think it's smart for Bronny's basketball career because obviously he needs to play more in college and actually develop starting lineup potential and score points and all that stuff. But if we're throwing it out the window and he already accepts the fact that he's kind of a marketing engine in the end, like he literally has one of the biggest NIL earnings out of any athlete. And we know that Shedeur Sanders is actually going to be a first round pick for good reason. We know that these other guys and girls are actually amazing athletes. We're showing you the watch. But we know that Bronny, we know that Bronny isn't in that category, and he earns as much as they do NIL money wise because of his dad and his big following on social media. So if you want to play into your strengths, Bronny, go to the NBA and become a marketing machine. And that is probably what he should do in the end. I don't think they even go ahead.
I was going to just say the unfortunate thing is he seems like a really nice guy and like down to earth and like he has a ton of potential. I just hope that this doesn't like ruin it because he's for himself, like just from that perspective, like he's making so much NIL money that it would make sense for him to stay there.
It would, exactly.
And like to take over like a bigger role, like it's only good for him. Now the downside is LeBron's got the age clock on him.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Exactly.
I mean, he's not really human. He doesn't seem like human half the time with what he does, but like that's like I hope there's not a ton of pressure. And I don't think that there will be, but it's
dude,
just
I wouldn't be so surprised. I mean, you heard him say after a very little amount of time that he can play in the Lakers roster right now and he should be starting on that team, and then the coach started him and then he didn't play well, so he got benched again. Like there'll be a lot of pressure from LeBron. I don't doubt it, man.
Yeah.
And when you bring up the age thing, you're right. LeBron is one of the most longevity players of all time, but it might not even be related to his body and like not being able to like keep up anymore, but he just might not want to go through the grind for 3 more years, you know? That might be the thing that stops him from wanting to play longer is not necessarily like he can't do it. Obviously, he still is playing and is helping out that team and is putting in points. Defensively, I guess can be another argument, but the guy is 38 or whatever now, 39 or whatever he is. I really like the Zach Neto ending tonight for baseball fans, by the way, this Blue Wave. And we do have that Jahmyr Gibbs giveaway coming here pretty soon. That is a good question, Andrew. He said, can I ask how Neymar still has a market? Here's his PSA 6 rookie, and there was also a Red Wave like 2021. Here it is out of 5, PSA 9 from 2020, Topps Chrome. I have no idea. And also, when you talk about longevity, dude, I saw this guy playing against Arsenal on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Pepe, how is he still playing, bro? How old is he? He's got to be older than LeBron.
He's got to be like 40.
He has to be older than LeBron.
He's 41.
That's crazy.
Dude, he's a tank. I kind of forgot about him for a bit, but he's like, it's not like he's gone to like Saudi or something. He's been playing on a Champions League like team for since he left Real Madrid, which is insane. You don't want to get on that guy's bad side.
I think you talk about Neymar, who looks like he's let it all go since leaving the top flight football. Well, I guess you couldn't even call the French league that, but one of the 5 major leagues, 6 major leagues.
Yeah.
Crazy. Still got some big cards running down here tonight. I think that we're getting pretty close here to I know that there's only I guess I forgot that I have this as 2000.
Andrew, you can talk about Chelsea all you want. I give you permission.
Okay, I was just saying that he was playing against Arsenal. I also said that
he was talking smack, Andrew. Go off in the comments. Invite Andrew on.
There is no smack talk.
I'm here for it.
I can't believe a red raw. That is just such a wild card to see on auction. A red raw Paul Skeens auto. I don't know what the price history is on this.
How much good stuff. I didn't even know there was this many good cards because I was just focused on the top one.
Oh, this auction was insane. This auction was really, really insane. And a PSA 8 of this card sold for 5,200 recently. I say this card's got some more room on it. If anyone wants to make a play, might be worth going and checking it out.
Aaron, just go crazy this auction.
I'm not gonna lie, it seems actually like a pretty good play for anyone out there. The Red Wave sold for 3,400 in January, so I'm not gonna go for it. That's a lot of money. The centering is off. I have to point it out, so don't blindly buy this without looking at the condition. The centering is off, but even if you can snag an 8 to 9, I mean, shoot, you got some funds to work with. I'd say go for it.
Aaron, I give you permission
to go
send
for
away,
it.
Baby.
Thanks, guy. You got a big Patrick Mahomes gold ending tonight as well.
Dude, the Michael Jordan Hot Shots die cut. No, I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people like these. I think Andy in particular likes them because they're really hard to grade and stuff. But I know it's a 90s thing, but it just doesn't really play into my cup of tea when it comes to collecting. But I mean, valuable card, rare card, and it's actually pretty also crazy to see one of those raw still. It's interesting.
Do you see Jay Poole dropped some big points tonight off the bench?
What, 15?
No, 31.
Oh, hey, maybe he's like Klay Thompson. Maybe he had to get delegated to the bench to have any sort of positive performance.
31, 21, 18, 19 are his last 4 games. Who knows? Dude, but before that, yeah, this is not. Against the Mavs, he went 1 for 12.
Dude, what happened to that dude, man? He was a fan favorite for my family too because he went to high school around here, right? Did you know that?
Yeah, I think I didn't know that. He was a fan favorite of mine too because he was on Michigan. He hit that crazy shot for them to advance in the
he went to Rufus King here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't want to make any assumptions, but like some of the shots he takes, it's like open rec when I'm there and I'm like, oh, I haven't played basketball in a while. Like, oh, I think I can make this shot. Like, not the best shots.
I think that the biggest problem for him was he went from 2 drastically different roles, like within like, one trade. It was like he goes from being like kind of like that guy that gets the fruit of playing with Steph Curry and Clay, who's going to be open a lot, who's going to be able to score when others are being focused on. And now he's kind of like the guy who expects to be Curry, but was not ready for that role. Okay, I swear, please, we're at 1 minute windows. Please just tell me I got to be done bidding on these. Oh my gosh, finally. Came in just under a stitch under $500, but I was doing some research, and yeah, these are not easy to find, and even at an affordable price. I want a pair of game used Christian Yelich cleats from the 2019 season, which is a massive season for Brewers fan because he is destined for his second MVP this season and then broke his kneecap 2 weeks with the season ending. But man, these things are sick, honestly. Check this out. So these have got dirt on them, of course, as their game used. You can kind of see it there on the white. They got
try them on?
No, custom Yelich on the tongue. They're really sick. This is from Fanatics Authentics. You got their. I think it might be a signed certificate of authenticity.
You get an auto with it too.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I can get one for like $20 in eBay. But
coming to Slab Stocks HQ2.
Yeah, so exactly. I'm gonna get these things framed on the wall here, or not framed, just set on a shelf. But I'm super excited about this. I hope that the shipping isn't like an extra $500. I didn't really think about that, but
at that point, it'd just be cheaper for you to fly there and pick them up.
pretty much. Nah, but really cool. I'm really excited to get these. As everyone probably knows, Christian Yelich is my favorite baseball player ever. And the 2018-2019 season was unlike anything I've ever watched before in baseball. And my best times watching baseball actually were those seasons. So, and I hope to get back to that soon here. Manny probably. He had a really great year last year, actually a really great bounce back season. And I just want to see more of that. He was getting on base a lot, hitting for doubles. Need to see a little bit more home runs again, hopefully soon. But it's been fun watching him again. Make them your everyday shoe. Could you imagine just walking around every day in a pair of metal spikes?
Aaron, what size shoe are you?
13. Do you Google what size shoe he is?
I'm getting conflicting information here. I see one that says 13, one that says 15, and one that says 11 and a half.
Oh my gosh, what? That's three different sizes, my guy. Hey, I gotta start the giveaway here though for this Jahmyr Gibbs. I know y'all waiting for this. Exactly. Click clack. All right, I just dropped the line, everyone. So please comment at number 1. I'll give you all 3 minutes, 10:06 p.m. Central Time. Get those number 1s in the chat, and you can enter to wear the Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm not smelling those things, man. They're going on the wall and they're staying up there. We're gonna hang some shelves behind me, and they'll go on the wall. I'm really excited to get that though. That's actually my very first piece of game used item, I think. But exciting to see that listed here. I think I saw them listed for like $4,000 if you were to buy them now. So I think I'm feeling pretty good about having those at $500, $492. But yeah, make sure you get those number 1s. Yeah, Papa Slabs is definitely gonna help me.
One can stay at my place and one can stay at your place.
Yeah, right. All right, one can stay here at the office and won't be at my house. We are really getting down to here. I think we need to pick some cards here pretty soon. But yeah, get in on that Jahmyr Gibbs giveaway, everyone. You see everyone's commenting at number 1. Get those number 1s commented. 10:06 p.m. Central Time. I'm stopping the entries. I'm not sure how many cards are left here. Oh, there's actually still a little bit over 24. Start to have something in your mind.
I'm going to do some extensive research.
On what?
Cards left. I need to win.
Oh, well, you don't have too long. I mean, I'll probably get there pretty soon.
The past few times, it's been like a higher end card that's been extended. Like that guy won it or got very close to winning it.
That's true.
All right, I think we're there. Wait, yeah, I think so. Right?
We must be. I already have my pick. I'm going with this Bill Gates PSA 9 numbered out of 76.
I'm going with the one piece.
The box?
Bottom left. Yeah, that one.
That
one. Yeah, no, yeah.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, but really quick, for anyone that wasn't here earlier in the night, we had an excellent guest on. Mike from Leahi is a
that sounds so cool. Like to me,
dude,
that sounds. I don't know how I never put two and two together because he lives in Hawaii. So like, I really should have figured that out.
I'm super excited that that's how it's said, because now I'm happy to say it every single time I mention his name because it's such a cool word. But yeah, Mike from Leahi is an awesome guy, really big into Formula One, and shared a lot of tips for everyone who maybe you don't have to be in a Formula One to take from these tips too, because they can be applied to many different markets, many different segments, all that different stuff. So feel free to give it, you can rewind after the stream is done. You can look it up on our podcast. I'll have it posted by tomorrow morning, the interview and stuff, and tonight's episode. But yeah, really good chat with him, and I think a lot of really good stuff. And he's such an excellent guy too.
Sorry, you finish.
I was gonna say I've only had excellent times speaking with him.
True. Mike's the GOAT. But I was going to say the Photoshop on this Bill Gates card is hilarious. It's so bad.
Is it Photoshop or is it just a funny photo?
No, like they cut out his figure. Like,
oh, you're saying like they use like a outline tool? Okay. Oh my.
Legendary pick by Aaron.
I mean, that is Bill Gates, right? I just kind of took a guess. SCP-7 won 1996 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor, Tom Gugliotta. I hope I pronounced that right. Very cool. And guys, unfortunately, the entries stopped after 8s are great. When I dropped that line, that was the last entry. So I'll make it in for the Jameer Gibbs giveaway. Hey, is your card still going?
No, I said it's old.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I picked wrong again. I should have picked that Bill Gates. I didn't look close enough.
That Bill Gates is a great pick. I'm surprised you weren't locked in on it.
There's also the Braves of Indian Nations. That's a pretty cool card.
Braves of Indian Nations. I did see that. That's pretty cool.
Top, yeah. Sports card professor. Yes. The Albon card was discussed. One of the ones that Mike highlighted.
Was discussed. Hey, 8s are great. Says that's my Bill Gates card. Well, there you go, sir. It's over 120 now after buyer's premium, and I hope that this gives me good juju to win the card guessing game or the giveaway game at the end. All right.
Where did that Stroud Gold Raw Kaboom sell for last week or the week before?
That was the vertical one that sold for like 17,000 or whatever, and then there was that PSA 10 horizontal that just sold here, and then a PSA 10 horizontal also sold. It also sold in the Premier auction, and a green. Do you see the green PSA 10 1 of 1 sold horizontal?
Oh yeah.
For 37,000.
Yep.
Hey, was he was a Timberwolves player, wasn't he, or was he not? Maybe not. Or was he a Bucks player?
Who?
Gugliotta or whatever.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm not right. Okay, so exactly. T-Wolves. I was gonna say I just remember him being related in that capacity. All right, here we go. I'm gonna run the giveaway right now as this Bill Gates is still going. Here we go. 1.
Apologies to everybody if Aaron chooses you.
2. I'm going with 8s are great. 8s are great. I picked the Bill Gates.
That'd be crazy if that's what it is. I'm gonna go with it's not what you think. 6.
Adam Holgate for the dub gets the Jameer Gibbs. That's nice. That's a nice win right there. I was not.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
wrong.
8s are great. Aaron just kind of cursed you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I tried, man. Once again, I think I just need to start to pick the same person every single time.
No, that's gonna make the person very sad, and they're never gonna come back.
Here we go. Gugliotta. Thank you, Peg Jung. But hey, congrats to Am Holgate. info@slabstocks.com. Shoot us an email with your PWCC identity key, and we can get that sent over to you. And my Bill Gates, well, not my Bill Gates, but my pick for Bill Gates is still running. Actually, how many cards are left?
8s are great, Bill Gates.
Doing some rhyming or what?
Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. It's 8s are great, Bill. Hey, I like that.
That's what I was saying.
All right, quick, Aaron, freestyle.
I can't freestyle, bro. That's all on you. That's all on you, my guy.
No, I'm not gonna embarrass myself forever.
I might be tapped out right here though. I really might. Wow. So I had some kind of big winnings this week and last week. It's probably more than I've spent in the last few weeks combined. Peg Junk, I don't think Peg Junk, I still haven't sent it yet. I don't think I got it. So can you please email info@slabstocks.com as well, Peg Junk, with your identity key? If I missed it, I apologized. But either way, please let me know.
Got cooked. You hear me?
No.
You got cooked.
Got cooked?
Yeah. That's kind of funny. Cooked because like Tim Cook.
You're cooked.
Ooh, I'm on one right now.
Dude, you're so funny.
Do you know who Tim Cook is?
Oh, yeah, I do. Apple guy. Hank, I did believe I missed that. I apologize, my good sir. There were a couple comments that came in after that pushed it higher, or at least Oscars did. I apologize about missing you on that list. I'll make sure to hook you up with something on my collection next time I see you. All right, I'm cooked here. Yep. Bill Gates ended. So Vlad is the last card. I would never have picked that card. Would never. Well, you too, sir. Your card was after like the first round. What are you talking about? All right. In the end, that's all we got for today, everyone. I'm really excited about a couple of these wins tonight. Just to recap it, we got the Lewis Hamilton Aqua of 99 PSA 8. Was not expecting to win that. Mike got me. I love, dude. Listening to Mike talk, bro. It's awesome.
Get you fired up.
Got me fired up, and now I've got Hamilton Aqua. We got the game worn cleats of Yelich. Very excited about those. Yelich Black Eclipse of 10. Got Yelich PSA 10 definitive game worn jersey of 40 for $21. I'll take that all day. And a Jahmyr Gibbs that we gave away. Mike, thanks for hanging out here. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you for the congrats on the Hamilton. He says he's going to go after your rookie card, Julian, once it comes out.
Mike, you'll be the first one who gets it when it comes out. Forget Aaron. Mike will get it.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for joining, and we'll see you all back here next week. Slab Stocks Sundays, you know where to be, 9:45 p.m. Eastern time, and thanks everyone for joining tonight. See you, everyone.